Hello, I am about to do a little video on foam rollering, specifically for knees. So there are lots of different types of rollers you can get. You can get an entry level, nice soft foam roller. It's probably a good place to start. Then you can get the ones with knobbies on, which are the next level up for pain. And then PVC pipe. I buy a bunch of these things. The bigger the PVC pipe, the easier it is. The smaller it is, the more pinpoint it is. So this is my 25-cent piece of equipment that I find super helpful. So let's start. Now there's a sequence that you must adhere to when you roll your legs. You can't just roll one muscle. You have to roll all parts of the leg. And the reason why we need to do this is that, let's say as a cyclist, or maybe you're a cross-country skier, or I don't know, something that uses a lot of your legs, your quads. The tissue gets stuck down, and sometimes we're not 25 years old, which means it's not the easiest thing in the world. Stretching alone sometimes just doesn't do the job. And that's why we use myofascial release, applying pressure to the fascia, and then when you release it, the fascia comes away from the muscle, and then the muscle starts to slide inside the fascia casing again. So the simple way to do it, start with your quad, start at the top of your patella, and then slowly go all the way down to your quad. And then back up to the top, really steady and slow. That's a square movement. And then if I just go off to the side, now I'm just getting the outside of the quad. I like to do about 8 passes from knee to hip, all the way down. Now if it's really painful, you push away from it. If it's less painful, you allow more body weight to go into it. Always breathing. So you would do one leg, 8 to 10 reps, change it over, do the other. Up and down. And it's okay if you find a really nasty spot just to dwell on it and go, oh, that's bloody painful, and then just stay there with it. Now, as soon as you've done your quads, you would then move on to doing your adductors on the inside of the leg. Adductors, 8 to 10 passes on one side, adductors, and try and go close right up into your groin. Ooh, right at the top, your adductor magnus, that's that one that you feel on the inside of the thigh. And it can be very, very tender, close up here, close to the knee. 8 to 10 there. Now, on the sides, this little muscle on the side doesn't like to be rolled. So, you find the center of the muscle, and then you just rest on it for about a minute. Different trains of thought on this, but in general, I find most people agree that you don't roll the outside of your leg. You can actually, the muscle itself can shorten. So just midway between the knee and the hip, about there, just apply direct pressure to it, 2 minutes on one side, 2 minutes on the other side. Then we're going to the hamstrings. Up and down. Or let's do both together. There we go. Oh, one on top. Oh, and just turn that around. You can get some good bits. Good. And then I like to finish off with a little bit of work rolling my glutes as well. Now, once that becomes painless, you can move on to something a little bit smaller, easier on a mat, so you can get some traction with the floor. So when I'm rolling this, now you wouldn't do this just before you exercise. You could do a few passes, 2 to 3, but it weakens the muscle. So if you're looking for performance, it can make you weaker. Conversely, if you're brand new and you have lots of adhesions on your quads, it can free up the leg and make it easier to exercise. So it's different for every single person. If it's really painful, it's going to start freeing them up straight away. I advise that when people would do their foam rolling on a day off from exercise and avoid the day that you're going to do it. Just to avoid any complications. Really good to do before a stretch, and really good to do anytime really, other than the day of the exercise. So yeah, buy yourself a nice easy roller and then progress along to something a little bit more nasty, and you can go on from there. Now, when you are rolling on something like a PVC pipe and it is painless, so there's no pain, stop. That means you have gotten all of the adhesions out. If you continue to do soft tissue work on a muscle that's been released, you weaken it, and you can do long-term damage if you continuously get into muscles. Stick to your big ones, do them in that sequence. Outside, inside, right on the outside, hammies, glutes. And I hope that's of use to you. And that way it's going to free up these knees, get some more circulation into them, and get them moving nicely. Any problems, always drop me a line, and good luck. Thanks.